All right. Hey guys, it's Doc Chelle. Welcome back to Dr. Test Prep. These next formulas, I intentionally did not give us multiple choice questions. Now, I do believe that most likely they will be multiple choice answers, in which case typing them into Desmos will work. And we'll look at that for question 3. But let's go over the exponent rules on the bottom of the page. So we are in page 144, or just take some great notes, okay? Or take your camera and just take a picture of those exponent rules. So when you're like on the bus or you're waiting for class to start, if you're allowed to have cell phones, like you can remember those rules, okay? All right, let's take a look here. It says simplify the expression x3 y2 over x2 y4. The way that this works is we want to see which has the higher exponent, and that's going to dictate where we put the variable. So if I look here, I see x, 3 x's on the top and 2 x's on the bottom. So I'm going to put x in the top. Then I'm just going to subtract. 3 minus 2 is 1. And then these just cancel out. Like I put my extra one right here. When I look for this next one, I've got y2, y, and 4. There's more y's on the bottom. There's 4 y's on the bottom and 2 on the top. So I know I'm putting the y in the bottom. Then I just do subtraction. 4 minus 2 is 2. And that's my answer, x over y squared. Done. Okay. If we look here, let me just also say, if we see y squared, they might also show the answer as like xy to the -2. This -2, I tell my kids, think of it kind of like the fraction bar, and that's why it's negative. Okay, let's look at the next example. A4b2 over a -2 b -3. Same kind of idea. If we have our fraction, I'm going to rewrite it here so I have space. Now, I'm going to show you this technique because I like it, but there is another way you could do it, which is just knowing that because this is -2, I can put this up top and make it +2. But if you just use the strategy I showed you in question 1, you really don't need to do it. So if we look at, we have 4 a's on the top, and we have -2 a's on the bottom, my a is going to go on the top. And then all I'm going to do is just do the same thing we did before. We did 3 minus 2. We did 4 minus 2. Now we're just going to do 4 minus -2. And that gives us 6. So this will just be A6. And so we've addressed these. And it's because 4 minus -2 gives me 6, because the negatives become positives. Here I have 2 b's on the top and -3 b's on the bottom. So again, my b is going on the top. And the same thing is just big minus smaller. So big is 2 minus the smaller number -3, which makes this 5. And then these cancel, so there's only 1 on the bottom. So my final answer is A6, B5. Now, if they give you multiple choice questions, then you can use the techniques I'm going to show you here. So first things first, we have, I'm actually going to just type in we'll start with the problem. So I've got 8. I'm going to hit Shift 6 to type in 3/4. You could also go here and type in this AB button. And then I'm multiplying that by 8 again, but now it's to the 9/4. So I get 512. Nice. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it on my next line and just change that multiplication sign to a plus sign, and I get a crazy decimal. So now we automatically know that there's only one answer that's 512. So this is my 512 one, choice C, so we can cross that off. But now we just have to compare the other ones. Well, I don't even have to type those into the calculator, but we can. If I do 8 square root of 94, I get 77 point something, and that's not what we need. We need 112 because we've already dealt with this one. If I have 10 times radical 132, I get 114.89, but I need 112 point-ish 39. So we know that it's going to be letter D. Okay, so you don't have to know how to simplify radicals correctly. You can just find the decimal equivalents and compare them, and then it works out. Okay. All right. This is the end of Unit 8, Lesson 2 from Khan Academy on page 144 in my book. Please come back and we're going to look at some more challenging questions on page 145. I'll see you soon.